GM, welcome to Creatress TV. Today I am going to be, what's happening? All right, sorry for the echo. I was getting some feedback there, but today I'm joined by the WideWorlds team, and I'm going to be getting a really personalized walkthrough to how to use their platform and their tools. So I'm really excited. If you guys are listening and you're an artist or you're a creator, you're definitely going to want to pay attention because there's a lot of opportunities for creators to make new things and to engage their communities here. So without further ado, Cam, Savannah, do you guys want to give a quick intro before we start?
Hey everyone, my name is Savannah. I'm one of the co-founders here at WideWorlds. Really excited that Creatress, thank you so much for inviting us onto your stream to talk through the tool. Hope that we get to work with anyone watching this. So just reach out to us. Cam is going to lead the discussion, show you guys a bunch of cool stuff, and we'd love to help get a world set up for you. So reach out.
Perfect. Yeah, my name is Cam. I lead all customer operations here at WideWorlds. So anytime that you are talking to somebody at WideWorlds, or you need something to be done inside the platform to help you achieve the dreams or the creative visions that you're looking for inside of WideWorlds, you'll typically be talking to me. So really looking forward to walking everybody through the dashboard today and showing what's possible with some of the styles that we created for you today, Creatress.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what you guys cooked up. So we did do a little prep before the live stream, so that way we didn't have to be waiting too long on air. But yeah, so I actually put together a nice little collection of artworks that I've made over the years, I guess. I was just looking through my folders. I'm like, oh, what should I send in? So I'm really excited to see what actually comes out of the models, because some of the artwork I sent was 3D, some of the artwork I sent was AI, and some of it, I think I might have even included a couple of photography blended works. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what comes out.
Beautiful. Awesome. Well, let's dive into it. I think one of the things, now that you brought that up, one of the things that I thought would be helpful to share, can y'all see my screen? Does it look like the Google Drive?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, great. So one of the things that's really helpful to just kind of ground yourselves in as an artist is everybody has these folders, right? Where you are doing something cool, you're wanting to capture inspiration, you're playing around either in your own custom tools or in AI workspaces, and you just want to save images that look the same or have similar characters or have similar vibes. And so how you can think about WideWorlds is we are the kind of portal that you can just push all of those images into to then create similar to what you would think of as mid-journey mood boards, but even more specific because they're LoRa's. And so if you're an AI artist, you know that a LoRa is a fine-tuned model that's trained off of specific images. Inside of WideWorlds, that's typically 5 to 20 images. And they can be a range of 3 different kinds of models. They can be a style model, which represents a general style here. So if we look through these images, you'll notice that there's a wide range of styles in this one. So we didn't actually create one style that we're going to be showing today. We ended up creating 2 different styles because when we looked through these images, we saw that there was definitely this kind of like geometric / fluid geometry 3D style here. And that felt very defined. Whereas the other ones here, like the butterflies, also felt very unique, but very distinct from the geometric ones. And so what we ended up doing inside of the WideWorlds platform is we ended up creating 2 different styles here. So when you first come into WideWorlds, you have some generic styles if you just want to start playing around. If you want to turn those off, you just click this toggle right here, and then you'll see we created 2 different styles. One was geometry and one was butterflies. And so if you had instead, Creatress, if you had sent us images of this character, but from many different angles or in different positions or in different kinds of scenarios, all with the same character, we then would have been able to create what the second style, which is a person or character style. And
I
what that
see.
does is that allows for you to be able to then accurately represent a character across any different generations that you create inside of your style with WideWorlds. And then the third one is an object. So pretty similar to a character, but it's less defined by body and more defined by just general shape. And so
Mm,
what this is important to understand, and for those of you who don't know anything about Wide Worlds coming into this conversation, Wide Worlds is the place for you to be able to create LoRa's and then share them with your audience. And then those LoRa's of images, those LoRa's create images, but inside of our platform, you can then turn those images into video. So we like to think of Wide Worlds as like your creative hub to be able to tap into the creative capacities of your community, so that then you yourself as a creator can do the hard work of coming up with vision, coming up with characters, coming up with the general premise of a world that you want to share with your audience. But then when you share it with them, you will get ideas and get storylines and get input from what that world could be that we believe here at Wide Worlds that you never would have come up with otherwise. So we get really excited about the potential for collaboration in the era of AI. A lot of people are afraid that AI is going to take away jobs and remove the necessity for artists. And we couldn't disagree more with that, because what we see and what we're building and what we're putting into this platform in Wide Worlds is that the process of creation itself is going to evolve into be something much more collaborative. Whereas before, if you were a creator, a brand, or an IP holder, and you wanted to engage an audience and have them create alongside you, you had to tap into like the 0.01% of people that had both the time, the skill, and the passion for your brand to be able to create art in Photoshop or in Illustrator or in any of the different mediums that fan art has existed in thus far. And we see AI as really exploding that, so that now you can tap into the 5, 10, 20, 50% of your audience who actually really mess with you and want to support your work and to create in your style in an easy to share way. Wide Worlds is the way to do that. So we'll dive into the platform real quick to show you exactly how we do that. But I just wanted to give that little bit of a background context so that you can understand a bit more of how we think about both the creative process inside of Wide Worlds and how that creative process evolves when you share it with others.
I love it. I love it. I think this is something that we've talked about, and as AI becomes a tool that's more widely used by artists, right? And we were talking about Clubhouse earlier, and I feel like AI came in like right at the end of that. But we've been talking about this for years now. And by we, I mean the artists in the Web3 space that I interact with. And you know, we were like, there was a time when we were like, oh my gosh, are we going to use AI? We're not going to use AI, right? And then it's like, okay, let's use it, let's try it. And then it's just like, and then talking to other people who haven't used it and explaining how, you know, like technically everything is a collaborative artwork. If you think about it, every single experience, every input, every time I look around in the house that I'm in the houses that are outside, every artwork I see is being kind of like stored away, whether it's conscious or subconscious.
Totally.
So I think I don't think some people haven't quite gotten to that point yet where they understand that if your art is out there, if someone sees your art even on a wall, that is now like integrated into their subconscious, and they may be inspired by it when they put something out. So it's kind of silly to I don't know, to guardrail or to be scared about that. And I think this way like makes the collaboration more more clear, if anything, right? Because people are going to your world and using your art style or your Laura and creating art. So it's like very clear the provenance, if you will.
Totally.
Yeah,
I
and
remember.
I think, oh yeah, sorry, go Savannah.
Oh, I was going to say, I remember when we had our first conversation with you, Creatress, it stuck with me that you said, as an artist, I just want to get my work out there as much as possible and let anybody create with, you know, your styles and so on. We think it's just so fun. It's so fun to create together. It's like one of the most fun things that we can possibly do as humans. And
Yeah.
yeah, we want to enable that. Cam, take it over to you, but maybe it'd be a good
Great.
idea to sort of take a step back and walk through Wide Worlds kind of on the whole.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming into Wide Worlds more specifically, there's a few pages for you to be noticing here on the side
Okay.
to kind of get to the most granular level. inside of WideWorlds, you create styles. And styles are comprised of LoRa's and also keywords that you can then programmatically specify inside of a style here. So you'll see us here, we've got this set up for you. Inside of one style, you can have one or multiple LoRa's. So you can blend LoRa's together. So say you wanted to add the butterfly, the geometric one right here, and then create in those styles fused together. You can do that inside of
Wow.
WideWorlds.
I want to do
Or if you just want to keep them, yeah, totally. And we could play around with it, right? Like right now, for example, this is the style playground. So the stuff that you create here is really focusing on refining and fine tuning your model to do exactly what you want. And we give you a lot of tools to do that. So adding a LoRa is a first line of defense to get what you really want. Even when you add a LoRa, sometimes you have to come in here and add some keywords to help focus the LoRa into what you're really trying to do here. So we found that iridescent fantasy elegance with bioluminescent surrealism and jewel toned aesthetics, that was kind of the description that we got from the images that you gave us to train this model. And so if we wanted to test this out, we could say butterfly. We'll just typically go for 2 images. We'll do the same enhanced prompt. What's now happening, because I put in butterfly, the first thing that happens to this prompt inside of WideWorlds is we also have prompt enhancement instructions. So prompt enhancement instructions are essentially like you are talking to an AI in plain English, describing what you want this style, the output of the style of the output images of that come from this style, how you want them to really look like. And how you can think of it is like it's almost like the first pass. So it's like the AI is editing the prompt that somebody gives you, because oftentimes people that come into this campaign from Twitter, from Discord, wherever somebody is, they might just put in 1 to 2 words, which isn't actually a really great prompt. And
right.
so prompt enhancement instructions really helps elaborate on them and helps you flesh it out in the way that you want. So we added some additional prompt enhancement here to really help guide it towards the kinds of aspects that we really loved from these images. And so if you come down here, like these were just so detailed, very voluminous, like very detailed, rich, and very colorful. And so if we wanted to change things, maybe it's a little bit too magical, maybe it's a little bit too like neon, we can come in here and like, maybe if it's too bioluminescent, we can change that. Iridescent, eye detail. I like the jewel toned aesthetic, so we can keep that, right? And this is, again, Creatress, you can come in here and dive in for hours, playing with the exact keywords you want, doing the prompt enhancement instructions to play around with what happens. And so you could then come in here and say you wanted this to be more earth tones, right?
Oh, okay.
Then if we changed this, right? Because that was one of the things that we saw over here. It's like these are actually not super bioluminescent and neon, but kind of more earthy, right? There's something a bit more earthy and natural to them. So like if we then added that and then did the same exact prompt, we can then see what happens. And then maybe it's actually, then we can kind of refine it down. So maybe it's not the keywords, because what keywords are, these exact words get added to the prompt that comes out from prompt enhancement instructions. So first it goes to prompt enhancement instructions, and then it goes to keywords, and then you get the final prompt at the when you come out of it. So then you see
layers
here,
to it. I like it.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, there's multiple layers to it. And so we can then keep going further and further down, which of course you would, but because of time, we'll definitely keep it relatively minimal right now. The fun thing, and this is where I'll show you, this is the little play, the play that we get to make now. We can then add our separate LoRa. So now these are 2 LoRa's combining into one style that you can then share on Twitter, Discord, or wherever you want to post. But then if we were to take the same exact butterfly prompt and then now apply it using now these 2 different LoRa's coming together, you can weight these LoRa's based on how strong you want the model to influence the image. So if you wanted it to be like super geometric and with only a little bit of butterflies, it would predominantly just come out as this same style. But if you wanted it to be predominantly butterflies and then only a little bit geometric, like now you see those birds, those
so
butterflies.
Cool. That's wild.
Came out super different, right?
Wait, and so this is with the mixed, with both?
Yep. So then if you want to create a LoRa, so we'll just keep this butterflies for now. But if you wanted to say you wanted to train another one, right?
Yeah.
You would just come over here and then say new Laura. And then you can either train off of reference images or you can upload your model weight. So if you're an artist that's gone deep into Comfy UI or you have your own model training workflow, but you just want to take your weights, you can just come right here, upload them right here, choose whether you want a style, character, or an object, and then you're good to go. If you just have your images and you want to train a model, you can just name it right here, model 2, right? Whatever you wanted to name it, or maybe you wanted to make this one fluid geometry because it's a little bit different than the previous one that you did. You can name that right there. We typically recommend Flux Dev because those are the best models with best prompt adherence, and they also generate text, which is pretty fun to play with. And then if you just upload all your images right here, then you'll train a Laura, and then in about 15 to 20 minutes, you'll get back one of these bubbies, and then you can use them immediately inside of your styles. Here at WideWorlds, we really care about the quality of a style, especially for characters. Characters are really important to get right. And so if you ever need help training one of these models, we're always here to support you. We have a team of professional Comfy UI experts who are really good at making really high quality models. And so if you ever want that, we typically find for style models, you can get a pretty good style using our self-service workflow. But for characters, oftentimes there's like little things on the eyes that you really want perfect, or there's something about the hat that they're wearing that you want in a very specific direction. And that kind of stuff is really great for our more custom workflows, which we're providing for free for artists for a limited time just to be able to get people set up.
For a limited time only.
Limited time only.
I love it. No, that's really fun. What else do you
Cool.
got?
And so now moving forward, once you get your styles set up, now you can put them into activities. Activities are where your styles live. And so what I mean by that is you can share these activities wherever your platforms, whichever platforms you're most active on. So we focus primarily on X and Discord because for two reasons. Number one, if you're a creator, X is just really important, right? It's a place where you spread the word. It's where new people learn about you. It's where kind of discovery happens. So it's really important to have presence there. And then also on Discord, we support because Discord is kind of a deeper community building that a lot of people do. And a lot of people are familiar with Discord because of Midjourney. And so we want to have support on both of those platforms that have unique capabilities that make it so that by launching in each one of them, you're taking advantage of their unique platform capabilities. So I can get deeper into that a little bit later on, but just know that a web campaign is essentially our universal creation interface. And the X campaigns use that interface, but the benefit of launching on X is that it can help increase virality in a few interesting ways that we can talk about a little bit later in the session. But for now, we'll just launch a web campaign. And a web campaign, you can then preview it very easily by just opening up your world. And so your world, this is where everything lives inside of WideWorlds publicly. So if you ever want to be sharing activities or specific images or essentially allowing anybody to come in where your creation is happening, WideWorlds, your WideWorlds page is going to be the place for that. And so right now, you'll see inside of your dashboard that we need to launch this campaign in order for it to be listed there, because inside of your activities and campaigns, nothing's there. So if you launch this activity, you can then reload this page and then see that it's now here. So then now what you can do is you can take this URL that is your world page. You can copy that by coming over to your world and just clicking on this button right here, Creatress. So for those watching the live stream, this back-end interface that I'm showing you right now is like the admin dashboard. So you will never see this. As a creator, the only thing that you will see is this world page and the activities that live within it. And so if you come in here, you'll see that this is using, if we set up this activity over here, this is now the activity we just launched. And when you set it up, you put a title, a description. We just made all of this up using ChatGPT. We did. You'll have a much more specific, a much more aligned title with whatever kind.
Yeah, no, this is actually this is actually from the generation that I did, because I was playing with other styles, and I made this flying through water. And so that's actually the
Oh, amazing.
description of it.
Great.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
perfect.
perfect.
Love that.
Yeah, it's like the
Amazing.
treasure and the butterflies coming out of it. And I made that with, I forget what style it was, but it was one of the styles on WideWorlds. And I was just like, let
Amazing.
me just try it.
Amazing.
Love it. And so
Yeah,
all of these
actually,
things are customizable. Oh yeah, go ahead.
no, sorry. I was just gonna say I actually liked one of the things that I made so much that I minted it, and
Wow.
and it was collected today. Like 5 editions of it were collected today.
Oh my
Online.
gosh, send it our way. We'd love to see it.
Yeah,
Do you
for
remember
sure.
what
But
style?
please continue, Cam.
Beautiful. No, I love that. No, it's awesome. Okay, great. So then just to kind of keep going down the activity rabbit hole, and of course, Creatress, if you ever have questions or you want to dive into any of these things a bit more deeper, this is your time to
Yeah,
control.
no, of
So
course.
let me know if you
Thank
want to
you.
go deeper anywhere. But one of the things I like to bring up here is that you can then select how people create. So you'll see that right here inside of the campaign right now, this is currently under freeform input. This is the standard text box, right? We all know and are familiar with it. There's actually different ways that you can do this as well. So we also have prompt suggestions. So I'll just turn it into this for just a moment. So if you wanted to create some default prompts that made it so that somebody could still create their own custom one, but you could say blue butterfly with pink wings. You could do a treasure chest with butterflies flying out. So you could add a few of these, right?
Okay.
And then if you were to come back over here to the main campaign and you were to reload the page, now you can see that these default prompts have been added. While the text box is still there, you can always change these suggestions, because sometimes you might want to try to get as many iterations of a specific kind, or you want to make it really easy for people to participate. So you can do that. You can also shuffle this so that if you were to add like 30 different ones, then you can add, you can make it really simple for people to kind of start iterating and start brainstorming quickly rather than needing to come up with their own specific thing immediately. So you can just click
I like
this.
that. Keeping it easy for people to get started.
Keeping it easy, and then you can also, this is also your way to be able to prompt them to create with the kind of language that you're looking for, right? So there's all these different ways as an artist that you can think about influencing people, right? And you influencing your audience to be able to think like you. And the description is one way to do that, but these prompts are an additional way to do that. Or the final way to do that is fill in the blank. So if you played Mad Libs growing up as a kid, this is kind of like your heaven, right? Where you can come in here and say be a beautiful, and then you can add a blank and you can say animal, describe an animal here. And then outside of that, you can then say,
I like this.
Running through the forest, right? So then you can save that customized input. And if we were now to go back to the campaign and we reload it, look, they've now doubled on top of each other. So you can kind of toggle these in and out. Yeah.
You can do both. I thought it would be
Yeah.
like a one or the other. That's cool.
I mean, you can also, if we were to turn this off, right, and we were to delete these, then you go into and reload this, then it goes back into just this.
Okay.
So you can have multiple be at the same time. It would work best to have one be working at each time, but you can use both if you'd like. They can stack on top of each other. But so then I come in here and then I can say a beautiful stork, right? Just thought of stork. And so then if we were to then create this image, I cannot, as a user, change this, right? So it's no matter what, it's a beautiful something running through the forest. And then now you can see right here, it's coming out as this.
That's pretty
so
cool.
these are just,
I was worried.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, there were no stork references in there. I wonder what it's gonna look like.
No,
that worked out.
so it can definitely pull in outside of it. So that, again, that was a style. And so if you had done a character and you named that character something specific, a stork, like it would have a harder time doing the stork in this specific style because it's
I
really
see.
oriented towards a character. But because we did a generic style, it can apply it to pretty much any word that you want. So we could also do like a a pterodactyl. I don't
Oh,
even know if I spelled
wow.
that right. Let's see if let's see if I can
Yeah, I don't
pick
know.
up on my faulty prehistoric animal spelling. But so the headline here while that's loading is that you have these different ways to share your style with your community, and you can then kind of shape that activity to be in the form that you want. And so these are all the different ways that we can do it, and we're going to be adding a lot more of those, right? So this is where a lot of the experimentation comes in at WideWorlds that we're very excited about. And that we think, especially with creatives, there's a huge opportunity for y'all to tell us. It's like, hey, I want to be able to do this in a campaign, right? Like if you were to come over and we were to look at this campaign, you're like, you know what? I want to be able to like tap three different buttons right here, but then those things combine to make something different, right? Or like we really want to be collaborating with you all to be able to play around with this interface and make it something that is not only fun, but also allows you to have the kind of collaboration that you want and that you imagine having, because we have every incentive to make it as great as possible. And we're in the early stages of our product where if if you like Creatress yourself or any of the other artists watching this end up joining WideWorlds and then really have some strong opinions about what they would love to see every time, like every week we are planning new features and new things to be focusing on to be able to deliver the most value to exactly the type of people that are watching this and that are here. So we get really excited about it. And then lastly, I'll actually pass this over to Savannah in just a minute, because the last thing that we have here that I just wanted to show you is that we also have these things called MIOs inside of WideWorlds. That stands for Make It Your Own. And you can think of this as like your
Ah,
in-world character. And so
I
we
was
actually
wondering
set
what it
this up
stood
for
for,
you.
honestly. I was messing
Yeah,
with it and I was like, yes, make it your own.
Yep.
I like
make it
that.
your own. And so one of the things that you can do is you can kind of set up some of these archetypes inside of your world, or the person can describe them themselves. So one of the things that I always do is I always say I'm a raccoon with a sombrero,
Make a butterfly
and
king
and
though.
you right. Well, I think it'll do a
Maybe a raccoon with
non-butterfly as
butterfly wings.
well. Yeah, yeah, yes, yes.
With butterfly wings and a sombrero.
Oh my gosh, that would be wild.
This will be
Yep.
wild. Let's
NBD,
see what
never been
happens.
done.
So I'll explain what a
That's right.
Mio is. So we, ultimately what our vision is for Wide Worlds is to make a social world building platform. So we've seen it with all the artists that we've worked with. Like you all create whole, oh my God, that's so cute.
That's
Yes.
pretty
Oh my
cute,
God, wow.
actually.
First try,
Yeah.
crushed it. Um, so we,
That's right.
all of you are creating these worlds like with your art and your style, and Wide Worlds is a platform where your audience can really expand that world, including like finding their own personalized, expression within it. And that starts with like an identity and world. And so the Mio is that character to represent your collector, your audience's persona within the world that you create. And we let you do all kinds of fun things once you've made a Mio. You can create images and videos with your character in this world, and it's a deeper well for you to engage with your audience around your art. And so Cam has just made his Mio, which looks amazing. Cam, you're
I'm also going to be connecting. I'm
yeah,
also going to be connecting my Twitter account. So one of the things that's really important about Wide Worlds is that we also host accounts for your creators as well, so that we can then track their creations over time. And then when you connect your Twitter account, we can then make it really easy for them to share out the
totally.
content that they make inside of Wide Worlds with their connected Twitter account. And so you'll notice here, this is my account inside of the platform. The image I just created was attached to a different account, so I'm unfortunately going to need to recreate my raccoon. But what that ends up doing is that because now I'm logged into my personal account, so I'll just do that one more time. Raccoon wearing a raccoon with butterfly wings, wearing a sombrero.
Can you make it
And so
wear a
now,
tiara instead of a sombrero? Never mind, you already.
yeah, for sure.
It seems more your style.
Nara. This is very true.
This is true.
I'm just trying to get protected from the sun. Very
You got the
surreal
hair.
out
You got
here
the
in the
hair for a
raccoon.
tiara to rest on.
True.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Appreciate that.
Oh,
I mean, fabulous. Just fabulous.
Oh my God, so cute.
Fabulous.
oh wow. See,
There we
that's
go. So then you can connect your Discord so that if you were to launch any campaigns or activities inside of Discord, you could then track people playing in there and add all of that back to your world. And now that this is done, we can come over here, and now this is the kind of U interface. So
Your
when I
profile.
click on the YouTube, essentially your profile, yeah. And so if I want to create any stickers, I can create a good morning sticker, GM, I can create a TGIF sticker, I can create a what's up sticker. All of those will now start creating in the background. And then if I look over here on the everyone page,
Check out my Mio. She's beautiful.
she's beaut. Very beaut.
I created some images with her too. You can see she's like riding a bicycle down
Ooh.
there. She's flying. So you can create content with your Mio.
I like that. I like that. Yours is like a fairy, like a fairy.
Butterfly fairy.
Butterfly fairy. I like that.
Butterfly. There we go. Yes.
Oh, that's
God,
actually
that's so
really
cute.
sweet. Who? Wow. This is a good one. Look at that.
So
Awesome.
and so all of this can be accessed if you ever want to create with your Mio. You can come over here with create, and then you can essentially create any of those different images. So I could say flying through a maze of trash in pure bliss, and create that image. Create that image.
Mine for you, Cam.
It's very in line. Big trash panda. And so yes, this is essentially the tour of WideWorlds. So you create styles inside of the dashboard to be able to then share. You create styles in the dashboard to be able to then share them via activities inside of your world, and then all of those activities can be viewed from your world page natively. This is what everybody as like a creator. Oh, where is that? There we go. This is the page that everybody as kind of your audience will see when they come on in. If they ever just want to create with any one of your styles that you could make available right here, they can always do that. And so just coming on in here, they can just type away and start creating more free form. And then as people start participating and you want to learn more about the engagement, how people are participating, and the kinds of content that they're making. Oh, your style. So this is funny. Your style didn't allow for trash because trash is probably outside of like the bioluminescent flora that it
Yeah,
is
I
really
can't
taking
make
up
it
that
a
space.
cereal. Sorry.
By the way,
Trash.
to fix that, we probably, just for everyone who's paying attention, we would probably go into the style and the prompt enhance instructions that Cam shared earlier, and we would
Exactly.
adjust those so that they would come out a little more flexible. But that's
Exactly.
part of
So we would come in here. We would come in here and start prompting away and be able to then do the exact same prompt and then be able to change those until it's the exact way that we want it to be.
Maybe, Cam, to wrap up, I think it'd be great to take a look at the explore page and just show some of the other worlds that we've got on the platform, so people can kind of, if they want to get inspired by other worlds, they can check those out.
Yeah, do you want to walk them through?
Sure. So if you go to app.wideworlds.ai, we feature a bunch of worlds on the platform, and we've got we got a bunch of different types of worlds. A lot of artists on here. We've got some bigger entertainment brands like Black Mirror, Mimi Neko. We've got some Web3 brands here creating stuff with mascots. Just a whole lot of stuff to explore. We have our own WideWorlds lore and page up. We've got the creator collabs world. I think Cam showed at the beginning of this stream. It's really cool. We featured a bunch of cool collaborations among some artists. So check that out. This week and next week, we're going to be adding so many more worlds from some creators, including Creatress, who we've worked with. We'll be featuring their worlds on this page. It should change and update. But if you're looking to get some inspiration for how to use WideWorlds to engage your audience, there's lots of ways to use the tool. Everything from, hey, come create with my style, to create content and mint it. We support minting that you can set up, to more like games and interactive narratives that some of the creators that will be launching this week and next will be providing. So there are lots of ways to use the tool, and we're kind of discovering with all the artists on our platform how to set up a world and how it's the most fun for their audience to create within their worlds. So yeah, reach out to us. We want to help you get a world set up. We want to train models for you. It's available for free to creators. We have a program going on right now where we're going to offer free pro subscriptions to our top 100 creators, which could be you. And we'll help you every step along the way and just make it all really turnkey for you to experiment with this tool. Uh-oh, we lost Creatress. We lost our host.
Uh-oh.
Hopefully she joins again.
I know. We don't know where to go.
But yeah, maybe how to reach out to us. So you can go to app.wideworlds.ai and sign up. You can go to wideworlds.ai on our website is probably the best place actually to go and get more information about the tool and sign up for an account to set up a world. And you can also search for us on Twitter at wideworlds_AI and find us there and DM us, or you can quickly figure out, our personal accounts. We're all over our own feeds. You can also DM our personal accounts and we'll get you set up.
Perfect.
Well, Creatress might have
there it is.
left unceremoniously or accidentally gotten off the chat. But this was super fun.
This was incredible. Yeah, I wish there was a bit more of a way to be able to see, the different kind of, if we could get live questions from people. But yeah, this was absolutely wonderful.
Agreed. Creatress, I hope you're hearing this. Thank you for hosting us. Hope you're watching your stream.
Likewise.
Thank you. We love you. We're big fans.
We love Creatress.
Yeah, we're so excited to build with you, and we'll yay, you're back.
My computer just completely turned off or restarted on its own. I think it might have overheated.
That happens sometimes. Well, we were
sure
just
does.
wrapping up and just saying how much we love your work, and we're so thankful that you invited us onto the stream to talk you through WideWorlds and create some stuff with you.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming on. Sorry about that. I'm not really sure what happened. That's never happened to me before. But yeah, no, I actually had a few more questions. If you don't mind, Cam, like putting your video on again. I noticed that you can, once you've created something, say you're working on someone's style and you prompt and you make something cool, you can actually make a video from there.
Oh yeah, we
pretty
should
easily.
show that.
So I was wondering if you could show that with the with this one that we made with the chest. I think that might be cool just to see. And then another thing I noticed was that you can upscale your images, but I couldn't find anywhere to upscale a video. Is that possible? And I didn't find it, or is that not a thing?
Yeah, I can answer that question. Why don't we first show the video and then I'll talk about upscaling.
Great. Yeah, so because I made that image in the admin account, I'm going to just have to sign back into that one.
And Creatress, you got muted somehow.
All right, yeah, whatever works. I just I really like that feature because a lot of times,
totally.
Yeah, I want to give it some motion.
So because I just logged back into the admin account, which was where we had logged in on before. When we created this image, when you create an image, you have the ability to edit it. And so this was a whole other part that I didn't get into. So thank you for bringing me into this one. The process of editing the images takes many different forms, right? And so you have just a quick regenerate. So you can take the exact same prompt, add whatever you want to it, or just generate it again, tap this button. You can then also create a video. So we enable VO in Kling 2.1. We typically recommend VO 3 just because it is really good. It's gotten very, very good. And so for here, I would say, or actually, Creatress, what would you say? I'm actually more interested in what you would want the video to say.
Since I've already made something like this, I'm wondering, maybe put butterflies and dragonflies
Ooh, nice.
flying out of the treasure chest. I'm just curious if it even what it'll do with that, honestly. The one I made was underwater, and it was like a treasure chest underwater and the butterflies coming out. So this one's
Great.
outside of the water. So let's see what we can get here.
Great. And so when the video is being generated, you'll see that one generation is in progress. All you need to do is just come back to this image to be able to see the video pop up, but it'll also pop up. It's right here, right, Savannah, where we recently made some changes to this
It's
process.
right there. I'm making some
Great.
too in the Mio campaign, which should be ready in a second, Cam.
Okay, great. So yeah, this is the process for upscaling an image is if you come over to right here, the upscale button, if you wanted to 2x this or 4x this, you can then automatically do so right here.
Nice.
And so if I
And what
wanted to
about
make
the
that bigger,
video?
I could do that. Sorry?
Can we do video upscales yet?
Okay, so on
I
video
don't
upscales,
believe so.
we are going to be adding
Okay.
that feature. After you asked for it,
Nice.
we talked with our team, Eric and Santi, and there's a couple options. Eric is on it, and so we'll let you know when we can support that. But yeah, we will add the ability to be able to generate videos at a higher resolution, and we could probably get that in sooner. We'll have to talk to Eric. Then later down the line, we can add the ability to properly upscale the video as well.
Oh, that's
So
so
coming
cool.
soon.
Thanks for
And if you,
thanks
in
for
the
working.
meantime, if you want to send us a video that you're like, hey, I really need to upscale this, we can see if we can do it on our end behind the scenes.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah, because I just usually when I like a video enough that I want to upscale it, it's because I'm sending it into like an exhibition or
Yeah.
something like that's where people are actually gonna see it. So that's super cool. Thank you for doing that.
Totally, no problem.
And one more question on this. I remember there was a button somewhere about sharing it, and it said like you could connect your X, but you could also connect your wallet. So I'm curious if that is something that's actually live, or if you guys are working on launching that. And if you do connect your wallet and you post it, where would that be posted? Is it like going to a platform or a marketplace, or what was the? Yeah, just curious where that goes.
Yeah, so currently our Web3 integrations are with specific partners. And so we support Web3 wallets for Camp. We can also integrate with Ethereum, just general mainnet, and then Solana. And so we've had different collaborations with different brands in the past where they've wanted minting, and so we've supported it. And so if you're a creator and you want to be getting more active on the Camp ecosystem, then this would be a great way to be able to do that. If we have enough people interested in minting and enough creators being like, this is what we want to do with minting exactly, and this is how we want it to work, we are more than happy to talk about that and figure out exactly how to best make that work. We've just found that pretty much everybody wants to do different things, and there hasn't been like a cohesive, clear decision around what is the best usage of minting. And so we're really looking for guidance from our creators and our customers to be able to say, this is the way as a creator that minting would be really helpful for me. And if we hear that enough, then that's how we're going to be prioritizing it. We just have there's so many other things to be focusing on. So we typically make the Web3 additions whenever it's necessary and there's a specific reason to do so. And if you want to enable any of those, you come over here. You can come over here to advanced, and then you enable minting on Solana, and then you can also enable minting on Camp. If you want to do any of those and like kind of set up your collections and things like that, then you just come over to account, and then come over to Web3. And then with Metaplex, you would go set up your collection, and then on Camp, you do the same thing. And so eventually we'd be able to support Ethereum, Base, other chains once people are telling us it's like, hey, we really want this, which we just haven't heard in as much time. But
I love it.
Creatress, if you have a specific kind of use case that you're thinking of that's really useful for you, we're always here to talk about those kinds of ideas.
Totally.
I love it. I'm not familiar with Camp or Metaplex at all. I've never heard of them. So I'm definitely interested in giving them a try. Like I
Yeah, well,
mentioned before.
Camp is a very new blockchain that we've been partnering
Oh,
really closely with. They're very bought in on storytelling. They're an IP focused blockchain. And so as a creator, they're really excited for anybody to be using their blockchain. So if you wanted to build some specific following or kind of grow your presence in a specific way in a new chain that's investing heavily in IP, it could be quite strategic for you to be doing that.
I love that. And speaking of IP, actually, you just reminded me. So I'm very involved with the Nouns DAO and the Little Nouns and the Nouns Amigos and all the Nouns and all the sub DAOs. And you know, all of their traits and their characters, if you will, are CCO. So I think it would be really fun. And this is like a larger thing that I think it could develop into, but it'd be fun to have a nouns world. And like
Yeah,
just even before our meeting, I was looking at all the traits. You can download all the traits with like a couple clicks. And another thing you can do is like they have a nouns playground where you can put together your own noun. You pick the head, the accessory, the shirt, whatever, and then you can make your own and just download it. You don't have to buy a noun to have like the artwork. And so I was thinking it'd be really fun for me to go through, create a good amount of nouns. Let's say you need about 20 images, right? You can do it to 25. So I was thinking I'm going to do that. And when I'm ready, I'll go ahead and train one. And then I think that would be a really good thing to have is a nouns world. And that's CCO. So maybe that could be a good project to do with camp since you said all about IP. So
love that.
Yeah.
We're super down to support that. That sounds so fun. It's such an iconic IP. It's just like really, it changed the way a lot of people think about, you know, creating IP in fact. So it would be super cool to do something there.
Sweet. Yes. I'll touch base on that. Could we see the video that we made now?
Yeah. I just looked at the video. It looks so good. You got to click on the video tab, Cam. Go to the video tab. We're going to change that feature on the side. Yeah.
Oh, right here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to change that feature. There it is.
And so in that description of that video, we could have done camera pans to the right or camera zooms out, right? And so we could have described a lot more in that prompt to be able to make it a bit more interactive or a bit more like specific. So those are some of the features that we're going to be playing around with a lot, which is how do we make it so that when somebody creates a video, we're prompting them with very easy, you know, sliders or very easy adjustments to be able to then get the kinds of effects that they're looking for.
I love that. Yeah, I think having a button that's like camera movement, because on another platform that I use for my video creation, that's one of the things. And you don't have to touch it. If you don't touch it, it doesn't do anything. But it's like camera move up, down, to the left, to the right. So yeah, I think
totally.
Because I actually wouldn't even thought to write that into the prompt. So because I don't know if you guys even have that capability. Now you're telling me something. All right, cool, I'll do that. But if you had a button, I think that would be easy.
The kind of crazy thing is like whenever you are in Runway and you're changing those knobs or you're having those little interactions, all of those just ultimately influence the prompt. So you think like you're dictating something, but then in the end, Runway is just sending a very large prompt with all of the different specifications based on the knob movements that you've made.
I love it.
It's pretty cool.
I'm trying to think if I have any other questions. If I wanted to run, like say, a contest, how would I do that? What would be the easiest way?
Great question.
Yeah. So if you wanted to run a contest,
I definitely want to do a contest. I think I told you guys I'm getting ready to curate an exhibition, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to put out the open call because I'm working with other people on it, right? And they have other exhibitions happening. But in the meantime, I think I'm also working on I'm helping my cousin's directing a musical, and it's all about the Mayan gods. And I'm from Mexico, so this is all very much like in my, in my ancestry. So right now I'm creating backdrops for this musical, and they're all about the different Mayan gods. It's all very like indigenous lore, if you will. mythology. And so I think it would be fun to have some Latin heritage style or model, and have people just interact with it. And that could be like the contest, like the top three. Let's see who can make the top three, like Mayan inspired artworks. And so how would I do that if I wanted to do something like that?
Yeah, so there'd be multiple ways of doing that. If you, the most simple way would just be to launch an activity, probably on X, or wherever. You could just launch it on web and share it with specific people if you wanted as well. And then when you come through here, depending on how you would want people to vote, or if you wanted to just be able to select them yourselves, we do find that we haven't found a way to make voting not like riggable, right? Like so many people can just like set up
Oh, I
bots
see.
or very easily like a button. And so that's one of the deeper problems that we're always thinking about. But
I don't think that happens that often, though, honestly.
Sure, I'm just saying on like if it was tied to like we've whenever there's monetary stuff attached to it, there's a higher increase of that. But if it's just like for people participating, then it's very
Yeah.
simple to be able to, inside of a campaign, encourage people to like their favorite images. And then when you come through to the content, you can then sort through most liked, and
You
then
could
you
also
can sort through
search.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can go through the specific campaign that you are that you hosted, right? So if you went to the flying through water, and then you go to the newest, or you go to most liked, then you'd be able to see the ones at the top were the ones that had the most likes. Right now,
Okay.
people haven't been liking. So, but if you were to, that would be probably the easiest way to do that. If you wanted to do it in Discord, which I'm not hearing you say that you do, then we would go through a different process.
Yeah, I'd probably do X. And I probably would just judge them, to be honest, myself.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's like having just someone curate versus having like the court of public opinion and the possible bots is like.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
think curating makes sense. You could always give like a, People's Choice Award if you wanted.
Oh, I like that. Yes. Okay. 2 winners will be curated by me, and one will be the people's choice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
I love
Well, we're
that.
excited for you to launch that.
Guys.
Can't
Yeah,
wait.
I'm gonna get to work on that. I think that'll be the next one that I train. And get
Perfect.
my pictures together, and yeah, I think that'll be fun because I see a lot of this beautiful, fantastic, ethereal art, and I love it. Trust me. I mean, butterflies are like my main thing. So so I'm into it, but I'm like, we're leading into Hispanic Heritage Month. We got to lean into the Latin flavors, and so I think this will be a fun way to like bring that into the platform, and then just let people try it, because I had a really fun time trying out those like creator collab worlds, and like to the point where I ran out of sparks, and I'm like, oh, I want to make more in this like style. Literally, I was like, oh man, I guess I got to try someone else's world now, and that's what I did. I went and like started, prompting in a different one, but it is really fun. It is really fun. So I appreciate what you guys have made here.
Well, it was something that just came to mind as well, is like if you had a couple of Latina friends, or any Latin artist collaborator of yours, you could also bring them in and do creator collabs. So you actually have fusions between the Latin cultures. And so you actually use those Lauras to literally fuse the different kinds of cultures that each artist represents, that could be part of this project as well.
And I actually set up in your world. I'm going to launch it now. Let's see if I fixed the issue. Yeah, so we set up in your world one of those slider campaigns. I just launched it. If we want to go back and share it or check it out. But I had it, but I set it up between the butterfly and the kaleidoscope style, just so you could start playing around with it. But that campaign, you could set that up with styles from other artists, and we can help you get that set up as well, or we could launch it within the creator collab world too.
Yeah, I actually have a couple of friends who I think might be up for doing the creator. So I'm gonna reach out, yeah, because I mean, obviously, you know, I got friends that are also Latin, some sort of Latin, right? Hispanic, or whatever you want to call it. You know, there's so many different, and that's something that I've mentioned too. I'm like, I'm Mexican, but like my friends from, you know, Honduras or like Brazil or Chile, like they're also Latin, but it's different. It's not the same culture, and so like having that like the two kind of collide and having that, yeah, I think that might be the move.
So I'm so excited for
Cool.
this. I love this idea to be able to kind of flood channels during Latin Heritage Month with just like so many different styles that people can kind of put together and play with.
Me too. I'm excited. And it, you know, I always reference Frida Kahlo because like I like to say most Latin artists are inspired by Frida Kahlo in some way or another. And I feel like her style keeps getting like brought up, and not everybody like, you know, says it's from that, but like, come on, we've all seen her art for the most part anyway. And so this is like a way of kind of having your style here, and people can use it very easily.
So true.
So, yeah, I'm very stoked. Thank you guys for creating, and thanks for hopping on with me. Is there any like call to action? Like if there's an artist that's like, I want to walk through this with you guys too, or like how would people get in touch with you? Yeah, what do you guys?
Yeah, best ways to sign up for the platform. Go to wideworlds.ai.
We'll see your email
Sign
come
up for the
through.
platform. Yeah, we'll see you all come through. On the website, we'll also have a little chat interface that my face will pop up, and you'll be able to say hi. So we
It
read all
actually
of the
goes
messages
straight
as
to
well.
Cam. Also, it's not
Yeah.
fake. It goes straight to Cam. We
It's
all
true.
get pinged when Cam gets the note. So just
Perfect.
say, "Hey Cam, I want free credits," and Cam will put you in the program, and
shoot them on over.
we'll shoot them on over, and we'll get you set up with everything you need.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys again. I hope we can hop on, you know, in the future, and you guys can show me all the new stuff.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
New updates. We got new updates coming in a few weeks, so we'll do another.
Yeah, we'll do some more. We can also do some more creator collabs. Once you have the different collaborators that you want to get set up, we can bring them on for calls as well and go through the process of refining the styles and going through those. We can always have another creator lab. These are easy to do.
Totally.
Nice. All right. Well, there you have it.
Thanks so much.
Thanks to everybody who came through and watched. This has been an episode of Creatress TV, and we were real-time world building with WideWorlds. So if you guys are interested making your own world, it's just wideworlds.ai, and you can sign up for free. Get in touch with Cam if you need some help right there in the chat box. But yeah, thank you guys so much for your time. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Ciao.
Yeah.